What's going on, you guys? And good morning, wherever you are in the world. I don't know if it's morning or early afternoon, but I decided to change location. So I left the um the city lake because the lighting wasn't good enough to record, and this one isn't. It's a little bit better, but so now I'm at the city park. I've been trying to park for the last few minutes to find like a good view, background view. I don't know if y'all can really tell, but I'm at the city park and there's a hill behind me. It's just so pretty to me. And then I was trying to get in a shaded area because the sun was pretty much taking up all of the shade at the lake. But in this video, I want to talk about why the narcissists, they suddenly need your advice. And this normally happens like after you have set boundaries with them as far as communication or even went no contact. Narcissists, it's just like they refuse to take no for an answer. And they do not respect boundaries. No matter, how much you have made it clear to them that you don't want to really associate with them anymore, they still find ways to cross those boundaries to get a hold of you. So when you just kind of like, you just kind of like give them a chance at seeing what it is that they really have to say. A lot of times that advice that they need comes from a place of like this false validation. They need to feel like they're right. And another thing, like one of the main reasons why they come to you for advice, they just need your advice out of all the other people who they associate with, is because of control. It's a form of control to a narcissist when they just need your advice. When they pick you out of the crowd, it's something special about you and the advice you give. And that is because you have had a history of the narcissist of pretty much telling them everything they wanted to hear in a nice way. And that's because the narcissists, they never tell the full story. When narcissists tell you about their past relationships with people, they're not going to tell you the truth. They're going to give you just enough for you to know that the situation, it really happened. But the events that took place, it doesn't necessarily, add up to what, what really makes sense if they would just tell you the truth. So they have to lie about it to make themselves look like the victim, to be innocent in the situation, and to make the person look bad. That's all a part of the smear campaign. But the reason why they need you so much for advice is because it's a control thing. It's like, first of all, they're showing you that they don't respect the boundaries. They don't respect your decisions to cut off communication with them. So that's one thing. And two is, it's just like they're forcing you to be there for them, to help them feel, secure about their insecurities, because the narcissists know that they are the problem. They know the truth already, and a lot of times, like I say, when you have pretty much always told the narcissist what they want to hear, it's only because they painted that picture of innocence to you. So you can only go on what they told you. So you can't help but to tell them kind of like what they need to hear. They make it just that easy for you, so there are people in their lives who have told them when they are wrong, and they hate that. In fact, they will even go as far as trying to punish that person for telling them, what they need to know. Narcissists, they refuse to accept responsibility. They're always the victim. And even in those moments of, okay, well, I was wrong, but it's always a but. You were wrong too. What about what you did? They could never just take full responsibility for their own actions and behavior. So, that's why the narcissist pretty much needs your advice. because they know that you're going to tell them what they want to hear. And an example of that is, say, for instance, a narcissist, they have lived in this most beautiful and, like a really, really nice community. And all they had to do was just follow the rules of the complex. But narcissists, they will ruin things for themselves in order to hurt someone else. And on top of that, the narcissists, they always have to be right. They hate to follow rules. First of all, they hate to follow rules. So they will pretty much sabotage a good thing for themselves just to show someone else that I don't have to follow rules. And they're not hurting, they're not hurting people when they do that. They only hurt themselves. Not saying that they're not hurting people. It all kind of depends on the situation. But as far as living in, like a really nice community, it's just like, okay, if you don't want to follow the rules, we're gonna have to ask you to move, to vacate the premises. And so narcissists, they will actually do that, because what they do is live by excuses. They need you to excuse their bad habits. And the longer you keep listening to these sad stories and these false information that they give you, the longer it keeps them in that position of being, to where they can get away with certain things, but you are only going by what they were telling you. And what I mean by that is, narcissists, they will give this sad story that a lot of people during this pandemic, they have been put in a position to where they just can't pay their rent or something like that. And so they have been like, there have been programs and everything that the government set to where you can't get evicted if you can't pay your rent. And so the narcissists really took advantage of that. So now it's like, okay, it's like a little over a year and you're still not even trying to change your situation. So the narcissist is just like, and I know that it's been extended until July 31st now, but narcissists, it's like when people know that they are lying and call them out on it, they get mad. And it's like, at the end of the day, this is not just a residence, this is also a business. And you cannot just live here and just have your way with this situation and expect for other tenants to go by the rules. So narcissists feel entitled to just, having this situation benefit them for as long as they want it to benefit them, even when the deadline is up. So the thing about it is, the narcissists, they will lie, cheat, and steal. And the narcissist could lie about things like, oh, I'm not making any money, I'm not working right now. And they are. And when the evidence is clear and the people find out about it, it's like, okay, you got to pay up now. You're working. There's evidence that you're working. We've done an employment background check. Come on now. We're going to need some type of, back rent payments, or you make arrangements. And the narcissists, they don't want to hear that, because now that amount from a year ago has added up so much so to where, they're in a deeper hole than what they, was originally in. So it's just like, they don't want to pay up. They don't care about following the rules, and they will take things as far as they can, if they feel like they can get away with it. So now they have to follow rules like everyone else, and they don't want to. So they would rather hurt themselves than do what's necessary, to better the situation. And narcissists, they come to you for advice like, so was I wrong? Because they weren't trying to understand that just because I'm working, I'm still not making enough to pay the back rent, because I have to take care of this and I have to take care of that. Well, that's just life. That's just something you have to deal with. And they don't know how to take responsibility for anything. They look at it as they should always get a pass in life, And the narcissists, they have very bad spending habits to the point where their priorities are out of place. They like to go shopping. They like to put on an image like if they got it like that, and meanwhile they're in debt to the ceiling, And, and I'm even in a little depth with my car. My car is my only depth. And I'm open and honest about that with y'all. Like, I'm an open book when it comes to that. But narcissists, they're not going to tell you everything about their past. They're not going to tell you about everything that they owe. And so it's like when they come to you in need of advice because they need you to pamper them up and pat them on the back and let them know that it's okay. And yeah, they're wrong and you're innocent. That's basically why they always come to you, as a form of control, because if they can kind of control you during that time of no contact, coming to you for advice is a form of controlling you to pull you out of that no contact. So it's just like they're going to force you to communicate with them by playing on your emotions and, pretending like they can really use you out of all people. Narcissists, you don't hear from them when you have things going on, and you can kind of expect people to check on you, but not the narcissist. But they know that you have certain stuff going on. They know that you're sick. They know that you've been out of work or you have other issues going on or problems going on in the family. Now, when they come around you for this advice that they need, they bring up stuff like, didn't you say that you were sick? I said, I need to call and check on you because, you sounded so bad the last time we spoke. And you're like, yeah, I didn't just say that I'm sick. I was sick and you knew it. That's why when you kept calling, I text you. And I said, text me. I have strep throat. Just text me. I cannot talk right now. I don't want to strain my voice. And my throat is killing me. And it's like, that went straight over their head. They don't want to hear that. They don't care about what's going on with you. They just need you to be there for them in their fake time of need. And so that's another reason why they come to you and they need your advice. Because they want to pretend like they're checking on you. Oh, so you can check on me in this moment only because you need me for something. But you didn't check on me when you didn't need me for anything. So that's how the narcissists operate. And it may not always necessarily be a narcissistic individual. It could be someone who has narcissistic traits. It's just certain things about them that makes them, feel entitled and feel like they have to have this need to control the narrative of everything. So that's just something to kind of, look out for. The reason why narcs need you, or the reason why people are so needy, because they just need to be in control and they refuse to allow that door to shut on them. They're going to force it back open one way or the other. Even if they lie the way back in to your life by pretending that they need you, they need your sympathy, they need your empathy. They know that thing about you, it really benefits them to make them feel good. It gives them that fake validation again to make them think that you didn't do anything wrong. But again, they're giving you half truth. They're not telling you the whole story. So that's why, that's why they really need you for that. You are of great value to them when it comes to the advice that they need from you. It's because they don't never be honest to begin with. They weren't honest up front. The narcissists have a dark past behind them. They have a very negative past behind them. They have people in their past who they have hurt. Probably almost everyone in their past. If they, if they're not communicating with them in a present time, it's because this person, they became aware of who they were dealing with and they just cut them off completely. But you're on the borderline of cutting them off completely. It's like you're still trying to figure them out. And the more you let them in, the more you see the same old pattern of abuse, that they're only using you. They don't need you. Like, they're not coming from a genuine place. They're not just someone who comes to you for advice some of the times, very seldom, like other people. They come to you all the time. They want you to push other people out of the way to make room for them. That's a very selfish person. Narcissist is very selfish. And, once you come to realize that, it's just like, just stop accepting them. Sometimes you have to detox yourself from people like energy vampires, people who are just so obsessively needed. They need so much all the time. Sometimes you have to detox yourself, whether they are friends, family, associates. Detox yourself and don't feel bad about it, because you need to do this for peace of mind and knowing that when you cut off that dead weight, how much lighter things get for you. The narc was like so needy. There was a narc that was so needy at one time till they just felt like, okay, I don't care what time of the morning it is, what time of the night it is. I'm sorry, you're going to have to pick up the phone for me. And I'm like, no, because I told you already that you just need to text me. And just because you text me doesn't mean you're going to get a reply, because I might be asleep. I'm taking medicine and I need to rest, and I need to rest my throat. I'm not going to get better if I'm constantly on the phone being your therapist. And it's just like, you're not going to keep venting to me about the same thing that you're not even willing to change. The narcissists, they've created this bad history with people. And it's like when people just give them just a little bit of room in their life to still be there, they get besides themselves and they start to act like, okay, so now you owe me from all the time when you so-called said that I weren't good for you. But this person has made it clear to the narc that, look, just because we're associating doesn't mean that we have a future together the way you want it to be. I'm in a relationship with someone. We're taking it to the next level. There's even marriage in the future for us. So the narc is now in their feelings. They're mad. They emotionally unstable. And they just need to have that false validation, by getting your advice. Again, I need you to tell me that, I'm not wrong for feeling the way I do. Well, you're the one that assumed that this person was going to pick up where y'all left off, when you haven't even shown, proof that you are willing to change for a better person. And they realize that, you're just not for them. You're not the right one for them. They found who they want to be with. And you don't know how to accept it because you feel like you lost in a game. So you lost a good thing, but that is your fault. And they're not entitled to have a committed relationship with you just because you have children together. See, narcissists, they also feel like no matter what, that they own you for the rest of your life. You're not going to get rid of me easy because we have kids together. And so it's like I gave this narc the advice that, sometimes you have to think because of what they give me. So I can only go by what they give me. Like, if you're such this victim, why do you still want to be with them? If they've shown you time and time again that you're not the one for them, why are you mad that you're not the one for them? Just move on with your life, and just try to find peace and happiness. And that's where you'll find closure, And they were like, yeah, and they just keep going back to this. I just don't understand, why am I never the one with the engagement? Rather, they never marry me. This is their third marriage. Why are they not marrying me? Well, maybe because they see something in you. It's like I'm just kind of seeing why now. I see why. And it's like, I know that person has also told them why, but they're not going to tell me that because they need me to tell them what they want to hear. So that's why they keep coming to me for advice, and they already know the answer. So it's like, if you don't get yourself out of that rotation of this cycle of, I'm going to always be there for you, you're going to always be there for them because they're going to make sure that, you lend the listening ear and you be that shoulder that they can cry on, for that false validation. And that's not fair to you. So you have to be honest with them. You have to be stern. You have to be, strict with the boundaries and let them know that, you know. And I know that in some cases it can't be like that, because the narcissists, they make it very difficult for you to close that door, and be done with it. I know that. But in situations where you can, please take the advice to just let it go and let them know, I'm done being here for you in that way, because, it just seems like you're not being honest. You're just telling me what you want me to know, and you want that person to look bad. And it's like, it's the situation that you cannot change. I definitely can't change it. What is this doing for you by me telling you that you deserve better? You should know for yourself that you deserve better. But you know that that person deserves better, and they deserve better than you. It's a privilege for that person to still communicate with a narcissist after they have, left the relationship, after they cut them off. And the narcissists, they don't look at it as that. So they want to punish this person. Narcissists, they play dirty. They play dirty when it comes to punishment and getting revenge. They will go so far as trying to make you lose your job. I have been there. They will try to make you lose your house, your apartment. They will make up lies. The more they know about your personal life, they will try to sabotage it and just paint you as a bad person. And it's like, they do that, and then they try to go into hiding for a while, and when they come back out, they're back into their emotions. So they need other people to tell them that they made the right decision, And it was like, as the narc was going on and on about this person, I'm like, okay, we back to square one when I just told you to just let it go. Just stop communicating with them. If it doesn't make you feel good, if it doesn't make you feel secure about the future that y'all may have, they pretty much let you know that there won't be a future. And you're still talking about, but why? Just let it go. So I was like, so, sometimes you just got to let it go and say, look, I deserve better. And they were like, there you go. That's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for. I needed you to tell me that I deserve better. And I'm like, you needed me to tell you that when you should already feel that way. That comes with confidence. And it's like, the reason why you're not confident in that is because you are wrong. You were the instigator. You were the one who, you just created this false reality that maybe, if I do things to just compete with their significant other or with their fiance, if I do things to compete and kind of put myself on their level and make the ex think that I'm making so much money that they will want me back. That's how narcissists operate. It's like they go away for a while, and when they come back, it's like they're just this whole new person. They got it going on now. They making more money, got a better job, better house, new car. And it's just like you schemed your way into having that. And the person still don't want you because it's something about you that's shown that you haven't changed. There's just no love for you like that anymore. Again, it's a privilege that they're even talking to you. And so when you have these conversations with, people that act that way or narcissists, it's like they just start to show you who they are. If they keep coming to you for the same type of advice, it just goes to show that it's always a problem with you and someone else. And as long as you only have one side of the story, I'm pretty sure that the narc is lying. They are not telling you the truth about the relationship they had in the past with this person. They just want you to smear this person and spread rumors and just repeat everything that they say back to them. Like, yeah, it's wrong that they just treat you that way. And they even use the fact, because narcissists, they don't care. They'll stoop down to the level of sleeping with someone, even though they know they're in a relationship. Not only they're doing that because they think through sex that they can get them back, but you kind of played yourself. And that's a good thing when a narcissist play themselves. That's what you deserve, because you've been doing this for a long time to people. So now you're getting back what you deserve, even though that person shouldn't have cheated on their fiance with the narc, the narc, they get what they deserve. But they don't look at it as, okay, well, I'm going to take my L, I'm going to take my losses and move on. I played myself. They're not going to look at it like that. They're going to look at it as, you did me wrong, and for that, I got to get you back. So until you tell the narcissist that they are in the wrong and just let it go, they're not going to tell you the full truth. So even if you don't tell them that they're wrong, or if you do, you just have to let them know, maybe you should let it go, because I don't want to keep having this conversation. We're done talking about this, all right? And it's like the narc, they don't want to hear that. They're going to take the conversation to someone else. But at least it'll be out of your hands. You don't have to deal with that anymore. So that's why, I know this is a long video, that's why the narcissists, they need your advice, because they know that you're going to be there for them and you're going to tell them what they want to hear, and you're going to kind of help them smear someone's name who you don't even know. You don't know the full story. That's why we should find out the facts before we run our mouths. Like my mom used to always say, find people out for yourself, because you don't know why a person has an issue with someone else. They're telling this to you because they know that you're going to support them and you're going to support their decisions and you're going to kind of share their opinions. But until you get out of their way of thinking, they're going to always have you in a box for that certain reason. They know they can use you for that. Yeah, so, I hope this message was kind of useful to anyone. I know it was, a little here and there, but I had to break it down in that way. I just want to let y'all know that's why people need you sometimes. And it seems like it's starting to drain. When it's starting to drain you, that's when you know that it's like, that's the only time you come to me. It's because you need me to make you feel better about something that has two sides to the story, and I only have your side, And another reason they come to you is because they know you're going to tell them what they want to hear, and stuff like that. And then the main reason is because it's a control factor. They use it as an exercise, as something to put you to the test. Like, yeah, I'm going to see. See, the narcissists like to call your bluff too. They like to play your intelligence and see if you're smart enough to figure out why they keep coming back. And, sometimes your mind got to be bigger than your heart. Your heart will always be in the right place because that's just a part of your spirit. That's who you are as a person. But sometimes you just got to come hard with them and let them know, look here, I'm done talking about this. I'm not going to keep giving you the same old advice because it's kind of seeming like you just don't want to let go. And there's one more thing I want to say. The narc even had the audacity to make, comments about the ex's past relationships. Not the fiance, but the women before the fiance. Like, I think that the women in his past, his ex-wives from 15,000 years ago, it's like, I feel like that he just owed them an apology. If I was them, they should be getting alimony, because it's wrong that he's just moving on like that so fast. Like, why do you care? You don't even know if those women feel that way, or those men. You don't know. You're saying this because that's where your mind is. See, you and your feelings because he don't want you. Again, he was able to get what he wanted out of you, a little quick sex, and it was like, but he's still going home to her at the end of the day. So it's just like, you keep playing yourself. That's on you. And stop bringing up his ex, his exes from so many years ago, ex-wives from 10 years ago. Those women probably been over him and have moved on, probably remarried themselves. So what makes you think they care about that? Stop acting like you're an advocate for broken-hearted women of your ex. You're a narc. He didn't marry you. He passed you up over everyone else. Okay, it didn't work out with the others, but you ain't even gonna get that chance. So you should just let it go. And it's like sometimes you just have to be that savage with the narcissist and just be straight up and real with them and let them know it is what it is, you know. And that's why I say that sometimes I know I could be a savage. I don't care who see my videos and like, she must be talking about me. I don't care. Because either way it go, you didn't get the message when I was giving it to you in a nice way, so you going to get it now. That's what I mean by savage. You know, I'm not out to just try to hurt anyone with intentions of just hurting you, you know, just to make myself feel good. You know, sometimes you just have to be tough on people and let them know, you know, that this is the real deal and this is the life that you created. So now, you know, this the bed that you made, you gotta lay in it. So yeah, that's all I pretty much wanted to talk about in this video. Again, hope this message is helpful to anyone. And I want to thank y'all for watching. Leave your thoughts down below. I was supposed to record on yesterday, but I was busy. And I had to redo my hair and everything. So thank y'all for watching, and I will talk to you soon.